Okay, so this is simple interest, which is a basic percentage of an amount. Interest is earned or paid when money is lent or borrowed. So interest is the cost of not having the money for a particular time. When you invest money in the bank, they pay you interest as a percentage. When you borrow money from the bank, you pay them interest as a percentage. Simple interest actually isn't used very much anymore, but it's the basis for calculating compound interest, which is used all the time. So we do learn simple interest so that we understand compound interest. So I, in this formula, is the interest earned. So notice that this formula calculates the interest earned over a period of time. P is the principal, which is the original amount borrowed or original amount borrowed or invested. R is the interest rate per time period. Now for simple interest, it's usually per annum, per year. T is the number of time periods. Usually years for simple interest at any rate. And these two must match. So if this is per annum, this is counting years. If this is per month, this is counting months. Usually you just make sure for simple interest that this was in years and this was per annum. So the whole idea of simple interest is you earn a percentage interest rate per year. So as you can see from our formula, principal times rate times time over 100. If I was finding 10% per annum, that 10, the rate, would be 10 over 100 to get it to a fraction from a decimal, from a percentage, so 10% per annum, of times the amount that I was investing, which is the principal, and then that would be 10% of the principal once. I would want to multiply by the number of years, or time, to get 10% of the principal for that many years. I'll just do the rate there, that's easier to understand. So really what this formula is doing is the rate, percentage divided by 100 to get to be decimal, times the amount to find the percentage, times the number of years. That's all it's doing. So all it's finding is the interest, which is a percentage of the principal multiplied by the number of years. This doesn't earn interest on interest. So if you had this over years, it would still only be paying a percentage of the original principal, which is why no one uses simple interest. So 3,000 is borrowed at 12% per annum simple interest for 2 years. Find the interest earned and the total amount owed. I equals PRT. So the interest is 3,000 times 12 times 2 over 100. You might as well do that little division there. Let's make that 30 times 12 times 2. But if you don't want to, just type the whole thing in. That's fine. $720 over 2 years. Can't write. Interest is $720. Now, that's just the interest earned. The amount owed is the principal plus the interest. You have to pay back the principal that you borrowed, and you have to pay back the interest. So that's 3,000 plus 720. 3,720 gets paid back. Because it's a word question, you would write a word answer, but I ran out of space. Now this is a weird concept for simple interest. If we're paying this back monthly, how much would each payment be? Well, the payments are the amount divided by the number of time periods in whatever unit they've got here. So that's going to be months. 3,720 divided by, it was 2 years, so it's 2 times 12, which is of course 24. I'm just showing the working there in case you needed it. So that's $155 a month that you're paying back. Now this is quite unrealistic because of course if you're paying it back, the amount that you still owe would be going down. Okay, the interest is getting added on, but you're also paying it back. You would expect that you wouldn't be paying the full amount of interest by the end of this time when you barely owed any money. So this is unrealistic. Later on in your studies we'll learn how to calculate a reducing balance loan where every month or whatever it is you add on the interest, you take off the repayments and you recalculate the principal. Don't worry about that now. You also have to be able to find the other values. So we've got IPRT, the formula is in terms of I, but you do need to be able to rearrange to find the principal, the rate or the time. So we'll do this one, find the annual interest rate when $5,000 earns this much interest in 2 years. Write your formula. Leave enough space, which I haven't done. Substitute in what you know. The interest is $150. Don't put dollar signs in your working. The principal was $5,000. We don't know the rate. It was 2 years. Divide by 100. Start rearranging. Times by 100. 5,000 times 2 is 10,000. So R will be 15,000 divided by 10,000. Let us cancel out some zeros there. 15 divided by 10 is 1.5. Definitely with one of these word questions, therefore the interest rate is 1. Oh, sorry, you can't see a thing there. The interest rate is 1.5% per annum. Any other type of question like this where you're finding P, R or T, you'd substitute in the values that you know, rearrange to solve for your unknown.